Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to review the 13th and final Spyro game in the franchise, The Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. This game was created in 2008 and was developed by Strangus Labilis and published by Activision. This particular game was produced for the PS2, PS3, DS, Wii, and Xbox 360. In our playthrough, we played with the PS2 version. This is the third and final chapter in the Legend of Spyro Trilogy and the last overall Spyro game. There are over 100 different collectibles in this game. If I try to show all the locations in this video, it would be over an hour. To keep things rolling, I'll be focusing on the storyline. We start the game off with the members of the Dark Army finding Spyro, Cinder, and Sparks, and they begin to break them out from their crystal, with Spyro and Cinder being taken by them. We then have Hunter find Sparks. We find that both Spyro and Cinder are chained together and can't go too far from each other. In this game, we finally retain all the elements for Spyro and Cinder. Cinder has a fear, shadow, poison, and wind ability as well. We start the game off by fighting some weaker enemies to get used to the movement and the way the chain works, and then we fight the golem. You can defeat him by dodging his attacks and hitting the crystals on his hand. After landing some blows on him, we are forced to retreat. This is when Hunter hits him with an arrow, allowing you to escape. We then shift our focus to escaping the catacombs. Most of this is just learning the game and the mechanics, so we'll skip through this segment. There's 4 different kinds of collectibles needed to 100% this game. You need all the blue crystals, which give you the ability to upgrade your elements, red crystals, which gives you a larger health bar, and magic crystals, which give you a larger magic bar, plus 1 elite enemy per level. To defeat the elite enemy, you have to match the element to their mask and break it off. After that, you can start dealing damage to it. You then destroy the dark crystals when the golem returns and tries to hit you and his hand gets stuck. After destroying it, it breaks it all off. Pushing a little further, Cinder uses her wind ability to open the next set of doors. As she does, the golem comes and snatches her again. This time you can spam square and pull her back. After doing so, you can escape from the golem. Now we begin our flight to the next level, Twilight Falls. Escaping from the catacombs and seeing this map in all of its glory is pretty sick. After landing, our next objective is to reach the Enchanted Forest. Throughout the game, you can find armor to give Spyro and Cinder a boost. In this level, we gain the mechanic with climbing and swinging. You can climb on the vines, and then since you have the chain, you can use that to swing your way up to what would be unreachable without it. There's not really much here storyline-wise, just a bunch of fighting and moving around. We then get a cutscene of Hunter explaining what is happening in the world, and we see Spyro, Cinder, and Sparks all knocked unconscious. We wake up and see more people like Hunter quickly approaching. They're disappointed in Hunter for teaming up with the dragons, unknown to them that Spyro is a hero and not a villain. As this debate goes on, the Dark Army quickly arrives, forcing them to release Spyro and Cinder to help defeat them before they destroy their land. We then are sent out to help find Meadow. This level is also known as Avalar, from the original games. It makes my heart happy to get a full circle moment in the last game. We then push ahead to the cave with Meadow in it and find out it's a trap. After freeing him, he lets us know his leg is broken, that he needs to ride the raft to make it out of there. He sends us out to find Hermit to help. As we pull up on the Hermit's area, we are ambushed by multiple enemies. After defeating them, we get a face-to-face with the Hermit, who actually remembers Cinder as the Dark Master's puppet. He's quite a creepy guy and seems to believe Cinder is doomed for turning her back on the Dark Master. Luckily, as he is turning around, Sparks alerts us that he now has the keys to the raft. After getting everything prepared for the rafts, we are able to use one of the dragons to hold onto the raft and the other one to pull the raft, thanks to the chain. We are stopped multiple times on the way by enemies, but as we make it back, the chief lets us know he was wrong about the dragons and Hunter, and then we make our journey to Warfong. We stop in Dragon City, where we are witnessing an invasion on the city. We have to extinguish a fire on the building which has citizens inside. By finding the water buckets, you can save the citizens. After saving them, we get alerted the siege machines are rolling in. We make our way to the walls, where we have to protect the catapult. After defeating quite a few enemies, we now must destroy the siege towers while protecting or repairing the catapult. Eventually, the siege towers hit the walls and you have to take out them by hitting the crystals on the towers to blow them up. We then find Hunter and we have to help him take out this new enemy. These enemies are trolls and have a ton of health. After defeating them, the Dark Master's armies tries to break through the city's doors. You have to make sure to keep them closed. You do so by lighting each side on fire and then using square to hold the door shut. The golem reappears, forcing a massive rematch. After defeating some enemies, Cyril yells for Spyro to follow him this way. He easily gets slapped down. Just as we're about to link up with Voltaire, the golem smashes a building to block us from him. We finally get to fight the golem, and at this point you're just dodging his attacks and waiting for his hand to hit the ground where you can hit the crystals. Eventually he will tire himself out and you'll make your way to his head where you can hit him there. Then Terrador tries to come and help and just as easily gets taken down. You continue to dodge his attacks and knock out the crystals. You then start climbing the vines up to the top. Ignitus tries to come help as well, and he also just gets punched right out of the equation. You continue doing the same attacks until he lays his hands down. Then by pressing circle, you can climb up his hand and get on his head, which after cracking his head open shows a new crystal you can destroy. After getting his health all the way down, you can repeat the same movement to his head and take him down once and for all. After defeating him, we are finally reunited with the whole crew. As momentum finally seems to be turning our way, we get our first interaction of Malefor. He uses his powers to make everyone see that he brought back the Destroyer and is on his journey to complete the Ring of Annihilation. We must now open the gates to go underground. While you're underground, you have to awaken the dragon statues. This isn't really hard, just really time consuming. As you do, each brings upon tons of enemies at you, some easier than others. After activating one of the four, another troll comes out of the woodwork and you just have to defeat him. Other than that, it's mostly just hordes of easy enemies. We then appear on the dam. We get the idea that we can open the floodgates to help slow down the destroyer. You can grab onto the wooden parts and pull it out all the way. Doing both will open the floodgates. We didn't realize that it's not enough and we have to destroy the whole dam in order to have enough water to stall them. After constant challenges and tough battles, we make our way to the top to pull out that wooden part. This destroys the whole dam in the process, but allows us to stall the destroyer enough for us to head over and attack it. We finally reach the destroyer. There's 12 different crystals that we have to destroy. After destroying the first 7, all of these can be found on different parts of his body. You can just fly around and you'll find them all. After destroying those, the next portion of the level is open. After destroying the 9th and 10th crystal, you can make it onto the top of a little city on the destroyer. Destroying the 11th one unlocks the last portion. You have to fly in and dodge obstacles. You then make it to the core, which has to be the heart. After damaging it enough, the shell falls off and you can finish it off. After destroying it, you have to race out with lava funneling in right behind you. Ignitus sends everyone away and prepares them to lead everyone to the underground city. We did get a cutscene of Spyro sending Sparks away. This is the first time the whole series we are without Sparks. This was kind of a tearjerker. We didn't reach the Belt of Fire. Ignitus then uses his powers to protect Spyro and Cinder from the fire. He alerts them that he has never done either of them right. This was the first observation that he was sacrificing himself for the greater good. Now this was actually the real tearjerker. We didn't get one of the coolest cutscenes of the game, watching Spyro let his emotions get the best of him. He begins to turn into Dark Spyro again and slowly comes back out of it, thankfully. We did make it to the Burned Lands. This was probably my least favorite portion of the game. A lot of tougher enemies, and there's no important cutscenes or anything that adds to the storyline most of this level, so you're just traveling through and probably doing the most fighting you do the whole game. At the very end of the level, 2 trolls appear out of nowhere. This is very tough if you don't have enough fury saved up, since there is nowhere to replenish your magic bar. We did make it to the floating islands. This one was a really cool level design in my opinion. Most of the level in the beginning is accessible through flying, which is always a clean mechanic. You have to light all 8 torches in order for the door to open. It's just a clusterfuck of enemies at every torch. If you time it right though, you can sneak through and just pretty much light any torch without having to deal with too many enemies. Once when you open the gate, there's another gate you can open by pulling the lever. Once when you open it, there's meteors thrown at you with plenty of tough opposition and a troll spawning in as well. Besides this is a pretty quick level. We then follow the wind tunnel to Malefor's lair. After 3 full games, we get our matchup against him. Malefor immediately gets rid of the chains linking Spyro and Cinder and thanks Cinder for helping him. I guess Cinder either chooses not to remember or just plain out does not remember at all. Malefor turns her into Dark Cinder and they begin fighting Spyro. In the middle of Cinder fighting Spyro, he tells us the true nature of the purple dragons to bring up the golems and the destroyer and complete the cleansing of the world. That his destiny is to destroy the world. We did get shown Spyro is still not fighting back. Cinder wonders why, and Spyro hits her with the quote of the year. Because you've left me with nothing to fight for. She instantly turns back when we begin our fight with Malefor. The first round you're just easily dodging and damaging him. After bringing his health down, we get a cutscene of the Destroyer making it back, completely destroying his lair and beginning the end of the world. Dodging his attacks here is much harder. They begin to target you. If you can just get behind him, you can deal a ton of damage. After bringing his HP down again, you go in for the final attack. You attack his shield until you have a full Fury bar, and then you use your Fury attack on Malefor. Just as everything seems to be over, Spyro hears an echo Ignitus. Spyro, when a dragon dies, he does not truly leave this world. His spirit lives on, binding himself to nature. Spyro then realizes what he has to do. He starts to levitate and shoots out a purple beam that makes everything go back to normal. We then get a cutscene of Hunter, Sparks, and the Yellow Dragon seeing that everything is saved. As the credits roll through, we see Ignitus becomes the next chronicler. Wondering where Spyro and Cinder have run off to, we get a small clip of them out in nature. I'm personally unsure if this means they bonded with nature or they're just enjoying their time away. Man, this was a sad ending, but a great way to end the series. I can't tell about the lack of answers if they were wanting to make a sequel to this game or not, but overall it was a great game to finish the series. The movement was so much different from the previous two, so that bothered me at first, but after learning the movement and the flying mechanics, I really enjoyed this game. Being linked together with the chain really allowed different types of movement. In my last review, one of the only negative things I had to say was Spyro was the only playable character. Little did I know in this game you could play as both Spyro and Cinder. The soundtrack was once again amazing. The combat I did not like as much, but it was still pretty good. This is the first game not to have boss battles throughout the game, besides the end, though you did have the elite enemy battles, which were annoying. Overall, the storytelling of this game was amazing. My overall rating for this game would have to be a 9 out of 10. This game had the best storyline in the whole series, and thankfully it came at the right time, as this concludes our series on Spyro. We have officially collected, played, and 100%ed all 13 Spyro games. Be sure to check out our upcoming series review for Spyro. If you made it this far, please consider leaving a comment on what you thought about the game, and a sub if you enjoy this type of content. It really helps. Thanks again for the support, and thanks for watching.